Hello, this is Andrew Grimshaw with the first of a series of videos on how to install, configure, and use the Global Federated File System. So what we hope in this first video that you'll be able to do at the end is that you'll be able to choose and download an installer and run the installer and get the system basically up and ready. The next video will cover how do you use it, etc. But right now we just want to get it down and onto your computer. So without any more waiting, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the home page for Genesis 2. And what we're going to do is we see that there's a GFFS.eu if you're in Europe and are going to be using the European grid, or you go to the general downloads page here. And for example, if we're going to install one of the US grids, either the Virginia grid or the Exceed grid, we would go down and choose an installer. The installer choices are Linux 32 or 64-bit. You can install in Linux either using an RPM or a deb or just a regular installer, Mac OS or Windows, and Windows XP and later, obviously. We're going to install from the GFFS.eu because I happen to be in Germany right now. So here we are on the GFFS.eu, and to be able to do something in the GFFS.eu, here's the instructions on how to get an account. Then what we're going to do is we're going to select a download. We're going to download, which I've already done just a few minutes ago, Windows onto my machine. I'm running Windows 8. So you would select download, wait for it to download, and then it would get there. Well, I've already done that. So here's the download here. It's the Genesis 2 GFFS Windows version 5.2.2. So I'm going to double click on it. And what it's going to do is do what installers normally do. Sometimes you might have some sort of protection package on your machine that will say, are you sure that you want to allow this thing to do this? We're going to say yes, and what it's going to do is then pop up the installer screen, which basically says welcome to the startup wizard, and you can just click through this for the most part. It says where do you want to install it, and it'll be operating system dependent where we put it. But in general, we recommend that you just click through. It's the easiest and best thing to do. We're only going to install the client right now, and so we're going to click Next, and then we say things like, where do we want it to appear, the usual kinds of things. And then it prepares to install, and then it extracts and installs everything that you need to run the Genesis 2 client on your machine. And as you can see, it will just take a few more seconds, and then we'll be done, and that's all there is to installing the client on your machine. Sometimes it will say this, and so I'm just going to say yes, yes to all actually, and bingo, the final step, it says connecting to the grid, and once it's done, we're there, and we can start up, and that's the topic of the next package. So I will see you in the next video.